Okay, another blast from the past of farm kids was the motorcycle craze back when I was young. And I used to subscribe to Cycle Magazine and dream of all the motorcycles that I hoped to own or could own. And this is way before the ATV craze, three wheelers, four wheelers, side by sides. Every every kid that I hung out with wanted a dirt bike or pretty much an enduro bike, which would be street legal, but still go off road. And when we did finally, you'll see at the end what I finally ended up with. But we had trails, we had mock motocross trails by the ditches and stuff, and of course, this was our transportation back then to go farm to farm on different jobs, and just a lot of fun. And but as a kid, I was just surrounded by other kids that had something and I didn't have, and my dad sympathized with me, and but I guess back in that day, let's see, I saw a lot of Honda Mini 70 trails that kids in the area had, and Kawasaki 75, and I thought, man, it'd be great to have one of those. And so, but me and my friend that I farm with now, we grew up in Indiana, and we both had the same kind of trajectory of dirt bikes, enduro bikes, and we both started out with the mini bike, which was just a frame with a just like I guess you'd call a lawnmower motor on it. They were pretty fun, and I remember I used to drive mine down to his place, and he had one, and the rest of our friends had, like right now you're seeing his Kawasaki 90s. Then my other friend had a Kawasaki 100, and I thought, wow, that's way out of my reach, and just dreamed of them. And then I'd look at the Cycle magazine, and they had advertisements, and I would just dream and dream. Then my same friend with that 100, when he was 16, this is a couple years later, he got a KZ 900, and he took me a ride on that, and it just put fuel to the fire, just the love of motorcycles. And he was the youngest kid to ever have a bike that big, and I think he still has it to this day. And how he didn't kill himself is, no, he's pretty smart, but man. But yeah, that just fueled the fire. And here's a picture of the mini bikes that we had. And while all these other guys were having the mini trail Hondas and the Kawasaki 75s and the Kawasaki 90s, this is what we started on. And you got to be good. And my buddy here had one of these, the AMF Harley Davidson 75s. And then my dad, he brought home, and it's a joke to this day, he brought home this Honda Passport. And everybody called it, all my friends in the community called it the PUSS Mobile. Oh my God. But I rode the shit out of it, tore the shit out of it. But it's a fun joke that I had the PUSS Mobile. My dad was so out of touch of what kids wanted. Then my buddy, my other farmer that I talk about, my other friend, he shows up with his new Kawasaki 90. And at that time, my dad saw the writing. He says, if you want one, you're going to have to go out and earn it. That way you'll take care of it. So with my trapping money, my muskrat trapping money, and my farm money, I went out and bought this 1970 SL100. It's a great little motorcycle. I had this thing when we moved to Pennsylvania when I was 15. I drove it all over Pennsylvania and even found its way to California when we moved there. And I remember having it when I was 18. I boarded out till 125, and I don't remember who I sold it to, but I sold it to somebody in California. I had it all the way from, like, what was I, 13, 12 or 13, all the way to 18. But I just love this. I might get one. They're still out there. The beautiful SL100. I put so many miles in this thing. Such great memories. And then my buddy that I farm with now, he came out to Wisconsin and got one of these AMF Harley 175s, which is another great bike. So if you guys have some cycle stories or you remember these old bikes, let me know. It's this great history of us farm kids and our cycle adventures.